Hello everyone, this is Sundar from Vision Academy. In this lecture, I will address futures versus forwards contract. In the series of lecture, it is a fourth lecture. So here clearly I will distinguish between forwards contract and futures contract, how forwards contracts differentiate the futures, and you can decide which one is best among forwards and futures. A key distinction between futures and forward contracts is that the terms of futures contract are standardized. It's very important in futures contract. The purpose of standardizing futures contract is to create an instrument that reduces to a minimum the transaction cost associated with trading the deferred delivery of instrument and so on. So whereas in the forwards contract the cost is very high, so due to in the standardization of a futures contract, the cost of trading is could be very low. If we keep on differentiating between forwards and future on many aspects, it would be as follows. We have enlisted most of the distinction between forwards and futures, that futures versus forwards. So futures contracts traded on exchange, as you know all, since it is a standardized contract, it will trade on exchange, whereas traded forward contract traded on OTC, over the trade counter exchange, where the private contracts and will taken place. And one more distinction between forwards and futures is a futures contract, as you know all, it's a standardized contract. So in terms of quality, quantity, price, and the date of delivery, everything is fixed by the exchange, so that you can pick among what is available. And forward contracts are customized in terms of quality, quantity, and price and date of delivery. You can select according to your wish. So in one word, I can differentiate between forwards and future. If you went to hotel, you will select the foods available in the food menu. Okay, if you went to hotel, you will select foods available in a food menu. It is a standardized, it is example for futures contract. Whereas for a forward contract, if you are in a home and you will make the dishes what you want for the day, according to taste, your that spicy, salt, and so many things you can prepare according to your wish. So whereas in the futures contract, you will go to hotel and select what is available in the menu. So that's what differentiate between futures and forward. And moving to further, counterparty risk is irrelevant here, since it is a standardized contract and it requires margin. So from margin, credit default will be fulfilled by margin. If the party is default in the credit, it will be cleared by margin. So that counterparty risk is irrelevant in case of futures contract, or else less counterparty risk is in the futures contract, whereas in the counterparty risk is most relevant, and more the risk due to counterparty is highest in case of forward contract, because it is not a standardized contract. So any time the party cannot exercise the contract according to obligation in that you enlisted while you are getting contract. And here the futures contract are regulated by regulating authority, just like SEBI, SEC, and so on. They can be regulated because the contracts available in exchange. So most of the every exchange is regulated by regulating authority. So it is in the forward contract, it is not going to regulate, just because it is a private contract, it is a contract between two party. There is no question of regulating in this forward contract. So coming to another example, the differentiation between futures and forward, prices are marking to market, M to M concept is available in futures contract. It means that at the end of day, you will come to know your gain and losses. So due to maintaining variable margin and so many things, it's available. The prices are marking to market. It means your price is linked to market price. So gains or losses at the end of day, you will come to know. So there is no such opportunity in case of forward contract, because if you want to know your gain or losses, you want to wait until the maturity of the contract. If it is 3 months, you want to wait till 3 months, then only you will come to know your gain or losses. So this contract is very easy to terminate. In the futures contract, easy to terminate just because there is a clearing house, clearing house will give opposite action to your reaction. So it is easy to terminate. Just if you buy the contract, it will sell it, it will sell. It will become a short position for your long position. So easy to terminate. It is difficult to terminate or close forward contract because you want to go with the party whom you contracted, that is a counterparty. He can be demand anytime and any kind if you are terminating a contract before the expiry of 3 months. Okay, so this is very difficult. And the futures contract are very less costly since it is a standardized contract. So cost oriented, cost effective contracts are futures contract. So in the sense the searching there is no concept of searching counterparty and too many things, so everything is available in the exchange, so you can select very easily. In case of forward contract, it is difficult to search a counterparty, very difficult, to the party who is going to match according to our wishes, desires, and in your point of view. Finding a party is very difficult. In that case, it is a more costly compared to futures contract. So here in the futures contract, prices are publicly traded, publicly available. So since it is standardized contract, price, quantity, lot and date, everything is available in public domain. Whereas in the forward contract, it is privately traded because it is the contract between two party. Since the information will be limited with two party only, it is not available in the public domain. Okay, so you can the contract taken place by the someone, that details we can't get that details because which is not available in public. Okay, in the futures contract you have to maintain some margin. Say for example, in the NSE they require 11% margin, they demand for 11% margin. So initial margin is required for every transaction. Also there is a maintenance margin, variable margin and so on. And in case of forward contract, no margin is required to maintain. There is no margin you want to keep in your account, whatever that is, in the sense that, but that is due to, it is not a case that between two party it is going, so based on your credit worthiness, the honesty of the person, counterparty honesty, and so many things it runs on it. So no margin is required in case of forward contracts. And in the futures contract is highly liquid. So whenever you terminate your contract, that when you terminate your contract, immediately the credit or debit will come to your account. That there is a clearing house, it will give a opposite action, so that you will see in your account that the loss or gain when you terminate the contract. So it is a highly liquidity. Okay, so it is illiquidity. So example, you terminated the contract and the party gets some time for maybe it may be 1 week or 2 weeks to give some the returns you want, or else he can demand something like that. You want to wait for a long to get your our cash flow back. That is what it is, illiquidity, that whenever you want, you can't have your own cash. That's a illiquidity. And here in the futures contract, clearing houses clear the contracts, very important. Since there is a clearing house, like NSE and NSDL and BSDL, CSDL, sorry, so they will clear the contracts. But here counterparty has to clear the contract. Example, X party has taken contract with the Y party. So for X party, the counterparty is Y. He has to clear the contract, but another person can't clear the contract. Here you are X and one more person, you don't know with whom you are getting contract. That is a clearing house. So clearing house will clear the contracts here. Okay, so in case of futures contract, number of contracts in a year are 4 or else 12. So there are available contracts of 1 month contract, 2 months contract and 3 months contract. If you add all the 1 month contract, it will become 12 contracts per year, or else the quarter contract 3 contracts per year. So it means there is a limitation for having a number of contracts. Okay, only 4 to 12 contracts are available in a year. Here number of contracts, no limit for number of contracts. You can take as per your wish, because it is a customized contract, so it will run on customization. So one more thing you want to consider, so each contracts are standardized. In case of futures contract, what is available in the exchange you want to select. Just yeah, in the case of forwards contract, we can buy some kgs, even kgs, but in the case of futures contract you want to buy at some lot only. Okay, say for example 10 quintal may be considered as one lot, like that. You want to buy lot, that is what, that is a standardized. Okay, this is, since it is a standardized contract, so you want to get what is available with. And size of contract decided by seller and buyer. Here size of contract decided by the exchange, because it is a standardized, it is same for every buyer and seller. Whereas in the for case of forward contract, the size of contract will be decided by the seller and buyer. So in this way I have differentiated most of the distinction between forwards and futures. So let us move to the further concept called settling a futures position. Say for example, if you have invested in the futures contract, in what form you are going to get settled that contract, you will understand that. So once having established a futures position, the trader have an obligation under the terms of futures contract that he has to take delivery. It means if he is in a long position, he has to buy, that is a take delivery, or to make delivery. If he is in a short position, he has to make delivery, he has to deliver the goods of the underlying asset. Okay, to make delivery or take delivery is only one form. So there are 3 common ways of liquidating a futures position. So let us understand what are the common the ways of liquidating a futures position. Then one of the way in the settling a future contract is physical delivery. So in the case of forward contract, that physical delivery is very common and very easy to liquidate a contract. Whereas in the futures contract, you don't know the person whom with you are contracted and where you contracted and so many things. So physical delivery, in case of by physical delivery, settling a contract or liquidating a futures position is very that most cumbersome, and way to to fulfill the obligation is very difficult, just because you don't know the person with whom you are contracted with. And some cases in some segment, it won't permit to make a physical delivery. So that's one more thing you want to consider, because it requires actually purchasing or selling a commodity. So a firm which deals in a commodity might very well wish to have settled by a physical delivery, but it imposes obvious cost on traders like warehouse expenses, insurance cost, possible shipment cost, and brokerage fees, and so many things. That is why it is the most cumbersome form of liquidating a contract. Another way of terminating or liquidating or settling a futures contract is offsetting. We told you many times that terminating or cancelling contract in futures contract is very easy. Okay, that is the offsetting. If you want to cancel the contract before the expiry date, you will go for offsetting. Offsetting means to reverse the initial transaction which is established in the futures position. So the date of expiry is not yet come, so then even then you want to cancel that contract. So you can cancel by offsetting the contract, by reversing the initial transaction. It is possible. It is also one of the form of liquidating a futures position. Here we have an example for the offsetting, how to offset. So suppose that on January 1 Mr. A takes up a long position. It means he is in a buying position in the futures market. He bought 1 kg of gold for April month. So in the January 1 Mr. A takes up a long position of futures for 1 kg of gold for April month. For April month means it's a 3 months contract for 2700 rupees per gram. 2700 rupees per gram. Okay, this is the details that the price of a contract is 2700 rupees per gram, and he took contract in January, so it will expire on April 1st. So 3 months contract, 3 months contract, and he is in the long position. But actually suddenly on 25th February, it means exactly after taking contract of 55 days, he decides to close his position. He wants to decides to close his position before April, before expiry of his contract. Hence he enters into another futures contract. He wants to enter into another futures contract, so he is ready to close his present position. Now he wants to get a short position, and the price of on 25th February, the price of gold went to 2800 per gram. On January 1st, the price of gold which he contracted with is 2700 rupees per gram, the contract price. But in the February 25th, the price of gold is 2800 per gram. Okay, so now what will reflect in his account? Let us look at here. To pay for long position, he bought 1000 gram, it means 1 kg of gold on at the rate of 27,000 rupees per gold. So 27,000 into 1000 gram, so it will be 27 lakhs. It will be debited in his account. Okay, that's why I was shown in a negative mark. And on 28 February to receive short position, he got a short position and he sold 1000 gram gold. He sold 1000 gram gold at the rate of 2800 rupees per gold per gram. Okay, so it means 1000 into 28,000, it is a 28 lakh. Okay, 28 lakh, that amount he is going to receive. Okay, so it is paid by his Mr. A, and this amount is received by Mr. A. So 28,000 minus 27,000, the net gain in his account will reflect is 1 lakh. So he is not need to, for the date of expiry, that is April 1st, so he sold on February 25th. So this is how you will offset the contract. It means before expiry of contract, you will reverse the contract so that you can enter into another contract. This is how you will offset. So this is the second type of settling a futures position. One more settling a future position is cash delivery. So this procedure is a substitute for physical delivery. What we discussed earlier, and completely eliminates having to make or take physical delivery. So in the cash delivery, directly the cash will be reflected in your account, whether it is the gain or loss. Contracts on stock index futures use cash delivery to settle contracts, and exchanges have adopted cash delivery as an alternative to physical delivery just for two reasons. These are very important reasons which you want to list out. The very first is the nature of underlying commodity may not permit the feasibility of physical delivery. In case of you have invested in indexes like Sensex and Nifty or Bank Nifty or mid cap, large cap, whatever. So in that case, you are unable to take a physical delivery. How can you take a physical delivery of indexes? So it is impossible. For that reason, some underlying assets or commodity won't permit you to take a physical delivery. Okay, in that case also cash delivery is most appropriate and most applicable. And one more thing, second thing is cash delivery avoids the problem of difficult for traders to acquire the physical commodity. So at the time of delivery, because temporary shortage of supply, in case the contract expired, so on January 1st, Mr. A taken a contract, and if April 1st it is going to expire, he wants to take a physical delivery in on April 1st, but there is a temporary shortage of supply. There is no supply at all. How can Mr. A will take a physical delivery? In that case also, cash delivery is most appropriate and most applicable. In the most of the transaction in exchange will take place in the form of cash delivery, just because of these two reasons. And one more thing, cash delivery is more easy than physical delivery. Then in the physical delivery you will meet so many difficulties, and it is a way of cumbersome, committing you to in a difficult way. So this is how that settling a futures position will take place. First one is physical delivery, one more is offsetting, and one more is cash delivery. I hope you enjoyed this lecturing and in this session. If you wish to have a further videos, and subscribe to my Vision Academy YouTube channel. Thank you so much.